Fabulous. Excellent. All right. So very first tool I have for us tonight is one called Beehive. So Beehive, actually someone said to me the other day that newsletters are dead. So, they don't send out email newsletters. No one reads them. No one wants them. No one subscribes to your newsletter. In fact, if you've got subscribed to your newsletter on your website, get rid of it and turn it into something a little bit more compelling from your newsletter. But newsletters are big business. And so this platform here, Beehive, is a place that people are able to create their own content and own newsletters. So I guess this is a fancy way of calling it a blog. But this platform here has got a whole audience of people in here. And there is some promotions of your newsletter to other audiences. People share it. They invite other people in to subscribe to it. And you end up with a whole cohort of people around, consuming the same sorts of content on this type of platform. So it's free, but you can also charge for it as well too. So you can monetize your newsletters on the platform. So it's not too dissimilar to creating blog posts. It is content driven, in terms of text-based content. You can put videos in it. You can put audio in it. You can link to, your other courses and programs. Great thing about it is it creates backlinks back to your website, your programs, your social media pages as well too. So particularly for your website, it's a great way to get people from this platform into your website. And so backlinks are links that come from, say, a good authoritative platform like this through to your own website. That helps to boost your search engine rankings. So what you can do with this one is you can actually start to curate an audience of people who are your ideal target market, your ideal clients. You can publish content there that they're interested in. It goes to their inbox. And there's also an app for this as well too, so they get pinged on the app on their phone, and it's a really easy way for people to consume content. Whereas on your website with your blog post, they've actually got to remember to go and bookmark your website and go to your website to read the content. But a platform like Beehive there pushes content out, so people get it as notifications that come out, particularly on their mobile devices. So when you publish, they get a push notification, they get to see it, they click on it, they go and read it. And sometimes when they're clicking on other people's content, then yours becomes recommended as well too. So this is a great place to grow an audience of people for lead generation, for people that don't yet know you, and they can get to taste some of what you're doing. And looking at everybody that is in the audience at the moment, on screen at the moment, you all have good content and good expertise you can publish on a platform like this. And you can make money doing it. And when I'm saying making money with it, you could be charging $5 a month for a newsletter. So not a lot of money, but if you've got 1,000 subscribers, then you've got $5,000 coming in for that same piece of content that you're publishing. And just remember, you can repurpose this content into other things as well too. And there are people in there that have got tens of thousands of subscribers. They've obviously worked at it to get there. But if you get introduced to an audience of people you haven't met before, you never know whether in here is one client there who's prepared to pay your big ticket price for your top end product, or they sort of enter your world and then they work their way through the things that you offer and sell to. So great platform. It's easy to use inside as well too. And if you want to check it out and test it out, there is a free trial with it. And then once you get going with it, they do have paid plans as well too, which around $50 to $100 a month. But that's if you've got up to 1,000 subscribers. It does go up, the more you've got. But if you're charging for your content, then the cost of your content will cover the cost of your newsletter. So imagine if you've got a $5 newsletter, you need 10 subscribers, and you're done and dusted to cover the cost of it as well too. But the free trial will give you a way to jump in and have a look at it. So that one there is called Beehive with 2i's.com. Now these links, we'll drop these into the chat. So at the end of the evening, you can save the chat. They'll all be clickable. You can click through and go and explore these at your leisure. The chat, if you're not sure where that is, down the bottom of your Zoom screen is a little toolbar. In the middle of it is two little speech bubbles. It says chat underneath it. Click on it and it'll open it up. And you'll see some of these lovely people here introducing themselves as well too. So, and the links will be in there as well. All right, next one I've got for you, for those that are not in the Microsoft ecosystem or the Google ecosystem, or want an alternative to that for file storage and file sharing. This app here is called GoFile.io. Reasonably newish sort of app, hasn't been around for terribly long, but what it is it's a platform for you to store files. So if you've got things like PDF documents that you share out, or marketing material, or even documents that you want to access from wherever you happen to be, it is a cloud-based storage system, and there's two tiers with this. So it is very much like Google Drive or some Microsoft's file storage. What's it? OneDrive, I think. So it's very much like that there, and it is only document storage as well. There's no emails, nothing else with it. This is just dedicated document storage, and it's an easy way to share it out as well too. So they've got two plans. They've got the free plan and they've got the paid plan. The free plan is free forever. And the distinction between the two is that any files that are not accessed regularly in the free plan, they get deleted after a certain length of time. But if you're on the paid plan, and it's not terribly expensive on the paid plan, then you get to keep all of the documents that are there. So if you know that if you've got documents there that get accessed on a regular basis, and they get accessed on a regular basis, you can have this for free, and people will access it all the time. So something like your bio, if you happen to be speaking on podcasts and webinars as a guest, or if you've got a brochure that you typically give people about your products and services, that's the sort of thing you can store in there. And it's there forever and a day. You get a link for it as well. So very simple to operate. It's really this square in the middle. You drag and drop your whatever document is into that area there, and then it'll store it and give you a link. Now, I think I've already done that. I should have a file in here already. Yes, I do. And it's publicly available. Where we go? Here we go. So we've got a document here, and you can see so this just happens to be an image that I created on some of the courses and programs that we offer. There is a share link on the top there. There is if you copy that link, then that link there, you can go and share it. It also gives you a QR code. So if you want a QR code to the document, then each one has got an individual QR code that you can use in presentations, on your business card, on whatever other material that you've got as well too. So that one there, and you can create folders to organize sort of particular documents as well too, and it can be videos, images, text-based documents, so all of the things you'd normally store. So this one here is called GoFile.io, and if you don't have a cloud storage system, definitely worth checking out, and it's a lot easier to access for people than say Google Drive or OneNote, in that they don't need to have a Google account, for instance. So like often to access you need a Google account, or sometimes you find that they've got to keep requesting permissions because you haven't got the permission set right on it. This one here, you can give them a link, you can be non-techie, and it's just going to work. So that is GoFile.io. All right, for those that are prompting away in ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot or Perplexity or whatever language model that you're using to create content, images, whatever, one of the problems with AI is the prompt, and getting a very specific prompt that gives you the output that you want. So, and it is, the more descriptive you are, the better the output that you get. And so there's a couple of young guys who have created something to help you with your prompting. So it is a Chrome extension. And what it does is that you, in the Chrome extension, you just drop your prompt in, so your basic prompt. So it's like, I would like a blog, or let's say a social media post about the Chartered Accountants event that I was at this morning, where I talked about AI. So that might be a basic prompt. Now that's not actually going to give you much information. So what this extension will do is it will then craft that prompt into quite a lengthy prompt that's going to give you the output that you want. So, and you can see the example on the screen, the visual example of the images. You've got a before and after, and that's all down to how you describe what this image needs to look like. So it's almost like a training tool to help you to prompt better, but and it's also a lazy person's tool like me, right, where I want someone else to write my prompt for me if I just give it the basic input. So it'll help you with that. So yeah, very simple product. It is a Chrome extension and super simple to use. It is free to use. So yeah, go and check it out. It is called ThinkVelocity.in. And while we're on the topic of large language models, one of the more recent additions, they've been working on it for a while, but one of the more recent additions, particularly if you're in the Google ecosystem, is Gemini. It recently rebadged it from, I think it was called Dual AI, but Gemini is really Google's answer to ChatGPT and Microsoft's Copilot. It is a good it's a good language model as well too. I've tried out both ChatGPT and Gemini, and the responses from both are different, but they're both as good as the prompts you put in. And Gemini's really come a long way. Now the thing that's different about Gemini is because it's in the Google ecosystem. For better or for worse, it knows what your emails are. So, all of your emails that you've got sitting in your Google inbox, it knows what they are. So that's what it's using to train itself. Everything is in your Google Drive is available to it as well too. So it gets trained on what's in your Google Drive. So maybe be careful about what you've actually got in your Google Drive. And then things like your browsing history, what you do, that also trains Gemini to give the outputs that you want as well too. So it's really leveraging everything in that Google ecosystem to help personalize it for you without you having to do a whole lot of training for it. So for some, it might feel like an invasion of privacy. For others, they say, Yahoo, I don't actually have to do a whole lot of work to do it. It's just going to sound like me. It's not quite like that yet, but it does give you a better response than just having something that like ChatGPT where you're starting from scratch. So if you've got a Google Workspace plan, it is baked into your plan. I was speaking to someone today and they said it's the most annoying thing that they've ever found because it keeps on popping up to help them answer emails. They say, I want to write my own emails. But it is in there for you to use. It'll do things like summarize documents and it will help you construct things that will help you with formulas in your spreadsheets. So this here now is an integral part of the Google ecosystem. So that one there is Google Gemini. It's gemini.google.com. The other thing to say about it too is you can create custom GPTs in here. They're called GEMs, G-E-M, but they're custom workers. So if you've got specific tasks that you do on a regular basis, then you can create custom employees essentially inside this as well. So one of the custom employees that I have is my agent that helps us create the copy for the marketing for this particular show on a Tuesday night. So I get the information in from the speakers and that helps to craft. So we've created a custom worker that helps with all of that content there. So you can do that inside Gemini as well too. So, if you do have a Google Workspace account, do check it out. If you don't, I believe you have to pay for it and separate, but again, it's not too expensive. And it is another model out there to consider alongside some of the other large language models. All right, very last, I have a book. So this one is called Chatter by Ethan Kross, and this one here is all about the hidden power of your inner voice. And so your inner voice, often called your inner critic, can become your inner coach. So he looks at the role of the inner voice, what happens to people, how talking to yourself is normal. So if you're one of these people that talks to yourself, and what's more, you answer yourself back, apparently that's quite normal. So, and he talks about, this role that we have in the head now as entrepreneurs and people in business. This little voice in the head controls all sorts of things like, do I look good on camera? Or, what if people say that, what I write, what if they don't like what I write and they argue against me? So all of those things that are blockers and preventers, those are the things that, a lot of us deal with in small business. But it also talks about how do you harness this in a way that's helpful, useful, and drives you forward rather than hold you back. So Ethan Kross really is an authority in this particular field. It's more of a I suppose, a psychology book for people, and it really is just about the inner voice and and how to use it as well too for focus. So it is a good little read there. It's one that I'm reading at the moment, and so it's up there on Amazon. You can get it on audiobook, which tends to be how I get most of my books, or you can grab it on Kindle or paperback. I don't know, somehow I've managed to get 2 Audible subscriptions, would you believe? And I can't for the life of me work out how to cancel one of them. So I've just got two lots of credits coming in every month. I think one of them's US and one of them's Australian. So I get double the amount of books every month to listen to. And that there is a roundup of our cool online tools for tonight. So we should have all of those in chat. Yes, they're the last entry in chat there. So tell us, what was your favorite one? Just drop into chat your favorite tool there. Just copy the whatever it is, or however you want to do it. That just helps me to see whether we're on track tonight, whether the tools that I'm bringing you are useful or they're a pile of rubbish. Some of them are out there, are a pile of rubbish. You just have to work out which are the ones that are going to help you in business. Which of the ones together are going to help you in business, because they often don't work in isolation with each other. But having a good suite of tools that you can use together is often the secret to having something that's workable and sustainable in your business. So what do we got here? Beehive. So there's a few people about to embark on newsletters. Actually, it's a great place to get information as well too. If you're looking for information, Beehive's a great place to find authorities in the area that you're interested in as well too. So Beehive and Velocity. So all of these tools, we'll drop these into the Business Owners Smashing It Online Facebook group. If you're not a member of that, just head to Facebook, go and click the join button, and all the past tools that we've got in there, we'll have those in there as well too, for you to search up. And if you do want a hand with some of these tools and processes and strategies and working out how to put it all together and how it works with your business, feel free to reach out on smashguy.co. More than happy to have a conversation with you about that. And we've got a range of packages that can help you to move your business forward in an effortless way, so that you can focus on what you do best.